All right,
Who started
Grant,
off last time? Is it me or you?
it's your turn to start off.
All right. Number 10. And this one showed up in various Final Fantasy games. And you really needed this if you were fighting somebody who was heavy with magic.
Okay,
And it's
Siren.
Siren. And everybody knows that Siren was the one that would silence people. Now, it wasn't really effective if it was like, it didn't work on like your end bosses or anything like that. But if you're in a bind and you're especially, for example, in Final Fantasy VI, if you're in the magic tower, which everybody used magic, and I'm talking about like level 3 magic, she would come in handy.
Siren, she healed and did like, I know some games she did like a status debuff on enemies sometimes.
Well,
right?
I think
it was the same of the both. Both.
Well, here's the thing: is like in every Final Fantasy, everybody did a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Like, like kind of like Carbuncle. At one point it was just like they'd put like Shell and and then like one Final Fantasy they'd do like all of them. Like Shell and the whatever the wall and all this other stuff. So it's all various. But her main thing was silence. Like she would put silence on them for magic casters. That's what she would do. That was her main. That was always that stuck. So that's my number 10.
All right, my number 10, Grant, is Anima was known for pain. That's what he inflicted. It's basically like a dark magic, kind of like a health status debuff.
Wait, Anima or Enema?
Anima.
Like the thing that goes in your ass and cleans you out? Enema?
I say
Enema or Anima.
No. What the fuck?
It's Anima. I'm asking you because it sounds like you're saying Enema.
I'm saying Anima.
Okay.
With the A.
Okay.
Anima.
So the summon, not the thing that goes in your ass.
Were you trying to set me up? Were you waiting for me to say it?
Trying to confuse you where you would say it.
No, it's Anima.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Not the thing you fucking put in your ass, Grant.
Okay.
God. But anyway, Anima first introduced, I think, in Final Fantasy X. Yeah, 2001. But it's known for the pain attacks involving sacrifice.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Grant.
Number 9 is, this is really good to revive your party.
What was your favorite rendition of Phoenix?
Probably the one from Final Fantasy
6? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, dude. 16, like I know they're not technically summons you do.
Yeah.
But the look of them were awesome. Like the design of them was fantastic. All right, Grant, my number 9 is Bahamut Zero.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone played the original Final Fantasy 7 would know this, but I think that's when he got first introduced.
There's like 7 Bahamuts in that game.
Yeah. Anyway, this one had an upgraded version of Mega Flare. But Mega Flare is pretty much Bahamut's standard attack. This one was like
Giga Flare or something?
This was like Giga or like Mecha Godzilla, but Bahamut.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's just up. But the attack in Final Fantasy 7 at the time was awesome.
I could tell.
And that's really where the next gen of summons came in Final Fantasy 7, dude. Yeah. Like they really amped it up, and the summons were so awesome. Actually,
you have the other one on there too, don't you?
I got one on there.
I know.
I got a video for it.
You got I know, because it's not on mine, but I thought about it. I was like, because I know you love Bahamut a lot. So,
yeah.
Okay. My number 8 is Alexander, and specifically the number from Final Fantasy 9. Everybody knows that his summon is called Holy Judgment. But the cool thing about Alexander in Final Fantasy 9 is the cutscene where where she turns the castle into the sun, like that is Alexander.
Yeah,
like the castle she's in. And that was just like I always remember that cutscene, man. That was like one of the best scenes in that game. And, but no, it's good. I like that. That's my favorite one from
Final Fantasy. My number 8 is also Alexander.
Okay.
But Final Fantasy 6. This is the picture of the 6th one. I just like the artwork, the old, 16-bit artwork they did for a lot of these summons.
Castle, yeah.
And you can see like the design of it. And that's really the core concept came, and then further on in other Final Fantasies. 14 had the raid with Alexander, which kind of brought this style. But yeah, it's known for the divine judgment skill.
Yep.
But yeah, Alexander, great design, great summon. Go ahead, Grant. 7.
All right, number 7 is Leviathan.
Ooh.
But my favorite Leviathan is actually from a game that it's okay to me, but it's Final Fantasy VIII. I like the Final Fantasy VIII. I remember from Final Fantasy VIII. Do you remember the demo when you're in the sewer and stuff like that and all, whatever? Is that where you're at? I can't remember.
Demo sewer was the 7 Rebirth.
I can't remember what it was, but I remember the Final Fantasy. Anyway, you started with the Leviathan summon, and it just looked so much cooler. Like it was just cool. But throughout all the games, Tsunami is always one of the most powerful water attacks.
I've always liked Final Fantasy just in general, their take on Leviathan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just like just the way they always turn, because almost all the designs are kind of like this one, like in the snake sea creature, flying sea creature.
Except Final Fantasy IV was just like this like little lizard that shows up and.
Oh, yeah. But they were like more boss fights, or what do they call them? Trials, right? pretty cool. But yeah, that was my number 7 also.
All right.
So go to
number 6 is Odin.
Damn, that low, huh?
Man, I got some higher ones. I got some OGs up at the top too, though.
Yeah. Well, Odin.
I know, but here's the thing about his is like his didn't always hit. Like, you know what I mean?
𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿.
Yeah. So when it hit, it was instant death. But the odds of it hitting were not that good.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only reason why he's up that high. Now, design wise, he's probably be number 1. He's the best design. Like, he's the coolest looking one overall.
Yeah, Gunblades were cool. Artists.
But again, dude, Final Fantasy VIII had a great Odin. That's when he was like in full form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but his 𝐬𝐿 was like, you know, like 25%, 20%. And the harder the monster, the less it was.
I love in Final Fantasy 16 when you were able to do the combos of Odin, like the different sword attacks. They're actually really cool, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine would be I'd probably go 8 too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we'll say this, man. Final Fantasy VIII summons were fantastic. You had that thing where you had to like keep tapping square to make it more powerful. Of course, I had the turbo button, so I just held it down. Like I just cheated. I didn't want doing all that. But like, man, because you had like Diablo and all those, dude, their summons. Diablos, I'm sorry. But all their summons in Final Fantasy VIII were fantastic. Like that's what made the game as good as it was. You know what I mean? Made it better than what it was, I should say.
All right, Grant. My number 6 is Shiva.
Oh man,
Shiva. Shiva's been around since 3, maybe 3, probably. But anyway, Shiva. But the monster though, you actually before the 3rd one. But the summon, I love old school Final Fantasy 4 Shiva from *𝐸*H could cast it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shiva, famous skill Diamond Dust. Almost every single Final Fantasy there is Diamond Dust.
Yep.
Yep. Shiva. All right, Grant. You're
number 5 is another Ifrit.
I love Ifrit.
Ifrit's Hellfire is always, and my favorite one is from Final Fantasy
7. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because he's like one of the first ones you get, and being able. Okay, so going from 16-bit summons to where they just show up on screen and do whatever to an actual like real summon.
Flash.
Yeah, it was Final Fantasy 7 because it's the first time you actually saw him. Because I always loved Ifrit.
Final Fantasy 7 had all the OGs.
He didn't look as cool in Final Fantasy 6. I mean, he just looked like a bull or some stupid shit or whatever. But like he looked badass in Final Fantasy 7, dude.
Yeah,
they did good with it.
Yeah, and that's funny because that design from 7 carried on to a lot of the other designs.
Yep.
All right, Grant. My number 5 is another 𝐸𝐸.
Yep. That's my number 4. So we'll just talk about it together.
Dude, listen, 𝐸𝐸's been cool in almost every Final Fantasy. Even like 15 had a good rendition of it.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm going to say this about Final Fantasy 7 remakes and Rebirth. 𝐸𝐸 looks
badass.
Awesome. Because you fight him in the little virtual reality thing. Yeah. But I just love the design.
Yeah, they did a good job with it.
Rebirth.
Yep.
I think it's fantastic. All right. But Judgment Bolt was his.
Bolt.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. Let's see. Do you remember Final Fantasy? Which one was it? He wasn't in all of them.
One of them.
Yep. But why did they do that?
I think, didn't 8 have Odin and then you could upgrade the summon to Gilgamesh? And instead of the one hit miss that you could possibly happen, Gilgamesh actually ended up being like a better version of it.
I just remember they didn't have 𝐸𝐸. 𝐾𝐨𝐴𝐺 was the lightning guy.
I think I'm getting that right. I don't know.
If I'm not, I just don't know. I never understood why they did that.
Yeah.
That was always weird to me.
All right, but that was your number 4 too, right?
Yep.
All right, my number 4 is Titan.
Okay.
I'm going to just bring up a 16. I'm telling you. I mean, it's not a summon you do, but the designs for the 16 summons were just spot on.
Dude, he hit hard too with this quake. I can't remember what his move was called. I just remember it was the earthquake spell.
But I remember 𝐸𝐸 from Final Fantasy 4. I go back to these 16-bit graphics, but still, Titan's a simple concept. I always liked Titan.
Yeah.
With the quake and everything. Although you couldn't hit flying enemies. That's annoying.
Yeah, as long as
yeah, flying enemies you could not hit. But man, if anything on the ground, you just demolish. And his was Earth and Fury or Gaia's Wrath. Those are
Gaia's Wrath. That's what I always remembered as, yeah.
Yep. All right, Grant. 3.
Number 3 is Shiva. We've already talked about it. That's my number 3. Shiva was hot. She was a hot chick.
Oh, yeah.
And I always picked her. Like she was always like if you chose, that's who I always chose with first. You know, but of course, Diamond Dust, everybody knows that's her thing. I mean, there's not really much you can say about her yet, and I already said.
Yeah, my number 3 was Ifrit.
Okay,
it's the same thing you said, Hellfire, all that stuff. I love the newer versions from Final Fantasy 7 up versions of Ifrit. So, yep, go ahead.
Number 2 from Final Fantasy 7, Zero.
I mean, I already said Bahamut 0.
No,
but there's one better.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I misread it.
Neo Bahamut.
Yep. Sorry.
That's a good one.
I scratched it out. Neo Bahamut was the ultimate one. That was the final one.
Let's see if I can pull up an old school picture. Oh yeah,
𝐬𝐿'𝐫𝐼𝐻's the one that he went into the cloud and like the earth, like the I'll never forget, the earth opened up, like the clouds opened up, and he flew all the way up in the air. Man, I didn't mind. You know, a lot of times when you see like summons, they take forever. Like these were always great, dude. Fantastic.
Yep, great. Grant, my number 2, you already said it. You had him way down on your list. Is Odin.
Okay. I
always thought Odin was a boss summon, dude. He always look. I'm going more of again visual. Odin was cool as hell.
Yeah.
Coming in there with that horse, you know, always sword.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I mean, like design wise, the best. Nobody better.
Yeah, but yeah, Odin, dude.
Yeah. My number 1. I know we got the same. We always talk about this. We got the same number 1.
I don't think so, Grant.
Number 1 from Final Fantasy VII, Knights of the Round.
You motherfucker.
I knew we had it. We always talk about it. We've already said a long time ago this was the best summon.
And where has it been?
They have never brought it back since.
Well, they did, Grant.
Well,
fight.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, so first of all, this is a very overpowered. You have to have it, the golden one. So that's the one where you go over the water and then have to go on that little bitty island. It's the only way you can get it.
All right, listeners, we're about to play a video. We'll explain it afterwards, but we're going to play a video for the YouTube. All right. You guys want to see Knights of the Round back in the Final Fantasy VII?
This is so great. I would cast this over. I didn't care how long it took.
This is 1997.
Yeah.
Graphics. I mean, these summons, they broke the gaming verse back in the day. Everyone was like, holy shit, you can put that in the video game as an attack?
So before speedrunning, there's like the only way that you could beat Emerald Weapon, you had to, I'll never forget, everybody had to have maxed out 2 mimics, which took fucking forever, which was god awful. And somebody had to cast Knights of the Round. And what it did was it just created a chain reaction over and over. And that's the only way that you can beat Emerald Weapon that you knew of, because now people just like fucking do it all the time.
We're gonna play Knights of the Round with some Sephiroth music in the background.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. This is one you're fighting. So this is 97.
Oh yeah.
Long ass something.
It was. It really was.
Big boss coming. Big boss coming, dude.
Well, first of all, whoever did that gave it to Barrett, which was terrible. You should have gave it, if you gave it to Cloud, he would have been 9,999.
But this was like the greatest thing ever back in the day.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I remember when you got it. I'll never forget when you got it. Because of course you were always ahead of me. You got it. You said, man, I got the best.
Dude, like, I'm surprised they didn't bring it back for, all right, I'm about to show the next video. All right, for the listeners, we just showed a Final Fantasy VII version of Knights of the Round summon, which was a long ass summon, but at the end, it shows King Arthur obviously just wax at the end. But let me show you one of my other favorite versions. It's not the summon, but it's a fight.
Yeah.
And they did this. This is why this is one of my favorite expansions from Final Fantasy XIV, Heaven's Ward.
Yep.
It's the Knights, as you're fighting King Triton, something like that, and the Knights of the Round.
Mm-hmm.
And he does an attack that's called Knights of the Round. So let me bring that up. And man, that music, I'm going to go to a point that, let's see if I can pull up here it is. Here it is. No. Don't fail me, YouTube. Yes, skipping.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. All right, let's skip. All right, so this is a fight. Let me pause it right here. So this is a fight in Final Fantasy XIV at the end of Heaven's Ward, end of the expansion. It's one of the final fights. And you're fighting King Thornton and his Knights of the Round, who are actually end up being bad guys, right?
Uh-huh.
And let me find the exact portion that they're, follow up. This is so here. But through this fight, what happens is he calls out the different knights, right? Gradually. and they do a special attack, you know, and you have to fight them a certain way, different strategies for each one. But it's reminiscent of their attacks in the original summon in Final Fantasy VII. Like they do the meteor thing and the music summons all the knights. And that background with the earth and everything like that. That's world. And he does that slam down with the that's a hard fight. It is. And that's it. But man, that music too, when you're doing that fight, is just so epic. Like a lot of the fights are like that, all the way up to like Endwalker, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Like they bring back like 𝐬𝐵𝐵z from Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah.
They bring back the Fiends and their music, except a newer twist to the music, like more orchestrated. 𝐸𝐫𝐿. Yeah. They bring all those Fiends back, and those trials or those fights with them, dude, with the music.
Yeah.
It's just
𝐸𝐵𝐿 has some
insane.
good music. That was
job in those.
Even for 16-bit, it was good music.
Yeah. But anyway, for listeners, I just showed the Final Fantasy 14 fight in Heaven's Ward at the end. And it shows the knights around. Go look up the video. It's pretty awesome fight. The music is really what slaps, though. All right, Grant.